Welcome to the first of the series of videos that we are making to reflect on the problems of students applying for international foreign education program, and very specifically for students coming from Asia. My name is Biju, and I have my good friend Linga. We are co-founders of Education Cube, a data-driven platform that assists students in making education and career choices. So, Reddy, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good as well. So the focus of the entire discussion is to highlight or reflect on the problems faced by students applying for a foreign education program. What, in your opinion, is the biggest challenge or the biggest problem faced by students, specifically from Asia?
Okay. The biggest challenge faced by the international students mainly are two. The first one is about the education, like that means the college selection and program selection. So I think we have to give an opportunity for the student to have an access to wide selection of colleges and programs which is available, and that's the first thing I think is challenge because nowadays a lot of local agencies they don't have an access to all the programs. That's where students are not able to access all the programs,
Exactly.
and that's where they're missing the choice of their interest as well. I think that's the first challenge I noticed that, and also in addition to that, there's a lot of information that students have to consider while making their choice, like a job outlook for the program and stuff. That's the first point I noticed. And the second thing is that students have they have very limited access to mentorship while they're doing the course because they're international students. Their connections to the employers here are very limited. I think they should be given mentorship on what skills they have to improve so that they can help preparing themselves to get a job ready once the program is done. So these are the two problems I notice for international students.
Reddy, you have reflected on very key important issues. One, you talked about career outlook and also a consistent mentoring program or a coaching program, a hand-holding that we at Education Cube are striving to do. Now, when you mention career outlook, how far ahead are you looking at? So are we also talking about identifying programs that will be meaningful for the students?
Yes, exactly. So what I mean is, let's say someone who's interested in very specific business analyst or business analytics, right? So we want to provide a platform where students can access to what colleges have a program of this business analysis program, and also what is the job outlook. Currently what is the job prospects for this program, and also not just currently but by the time let's say student have a 2 years program, so by the time they finish the program, like what is the viability of market scope in terms of job availability and also salary range that they can expect. So I think this information will really gives them good confidence of good confidence of job security and what skills to develop and done this stuff.
Exactly. So what we mentioned is education choices should not be smarter but wiser.
Yeah.
So when you talk about 2 years, 3 years, whatever is the length of the program, when you finish the program, you're job ready.
Yeah.
That means you're relevant to that particular job that is available. So that's what. Can you reflect more on what we mean by making a wiser education choice?
So wiser, pretty much what we mean is that it's not just based on what's available in the market. It's also looking at long-term outlook. We're taking my interest. Let's say I'm a student. I'm interested in marketing, and also I'm interested in Java or some computer programming codes. But when I look at job outlook, I have job outlook for these two programs depending on the city where I'm studying in.
Okay.
So based on these, I'm taking my decision. Should I go with the computer programming course or should I go with the marketing management course? I think keeping in mind the long-term job outlook also in consideration. I think that's what we mean by wiser decisioning in career planning.
And you also talked about mentorship and continuous engagement. How are we going to do that? I mean, what is the plans that we have for continuing engagement with the students?
Yeah, so at our education cube, what we plan to do or how we plan to help students is that currently students have very limited access to the mentorship programs. The things are pretty much changing, and in terms of employer expectation, a lot of students studying each of the programs, but at an employer expectation, they expect very specific set of skills. So at a mentorship program, what we tell the students is that what is the real exact expectation from the employers and what skills we have to develop from the day one, from the semester one. So we keep in touch with them in each semester. We host like seminars and making them, preparing them to the actual job market and the expectation and how to develop those skills and and so that we can have little more knowledge and confidence and the skills needed, that it's end of the day it helps them, by the time they finish the 4 semesters or 2 semesters, based on how based on the length of the program, and that helps them to job ready, and it's the job search process will be a little easier than it is now.
Correct. And most of the requirements from the employers are dynamic. So we at Education Cube strive to achieve that dynamism in our mentorship programs, where it's relevant to the industry and relevant to the time that we are living in. I also want you to reflect. There has been, when we talk about future potential, future career outlook, are we also looking at what the students, not only what their interest is, but what their potential are? Now, one, the students may not realize what his potential are. So, are we also looking at finding out, discovering what the student actually requires, rather than what is being projected, or maybe it is influenced by parents and peers, things like that. So, a internal assessment. So, I want you to reflect on the ways that we do that as well.
Yeah, so that's pretty sure. So especially like countries like India, where parents drive some of the decision making in terms of when it comes to higher education. So I think that's very good point. We have to make sure the students' ability as well, in addition to his interest. So at our Education Cube, we have the assessment program where we actually sit with the student for an hour and we understand their skill set and their interest as well, and how these skill sets can help in terms of program selection and the career making process. I think the way that we do it here to assess their skills and ability, I think it's really good for them to have a better selection of the program.
So you're talking about a ground up model that we have invented, where we take the feedback from the students. We not only take the feedback what he wants, but also tries to align it what he actually can. So what he can, what he wants, and what can be achieved over a period of time.
Yes, exactly. So these each student is different and unique. So we have to consider what is their interest and also what is their skill set, and based on that, advice is a very like customized advice. I think that's what makes more sense for each student, because it's always different. Their skill sets are different, their interests are different, and the program availability is different. I think that's it's a very key important thing in our education.
And I'm excited because all these are driven by data, and we are a data-driven platform. So we integrate all the data available so that the decision-making process is smoother. And while the students can let their dreams go, but we ensure that the dreams are realized and at least realistic as well.
And to add to that, and one of the best things at Education Cube is we integrate list of colleges and programs which are available to all the international students at one platform. So whereas in like right now there is no place out there where international students can go log in and see all the programs available and select what they want. There is no such out there, and we are doing that at Education Cube, and it really gives them access to the vast list of programs.
Correct.
They can pick what they want. Right now it's not, we don't have such, and it really helps them. Like maybe someone, there are better solutions out there. If someone like cybersecurity program, maybe there are not much colleges offers them.
Exactly.
And even some other offers, but they're not available out there, that people don't know about those colleges.
Sure.
And recently you heard about in US, a lot of colleges are not really not all the colleges are good ones. There are some
Accreditation.
accreditation, all this stuff. And at Education Cube, we give a clear information about each
Exactly.
college.
Transparency.
Each college and what it offers, how many days of the college, and the work permits it offers, and
Yeah,
all this
that's
stuff.
very important.
And the transparency of the information and the genuinity of how we deliver the information to the students, the real links to the college website and stuff. And that's what makes us really unique, and that's what students actually need, because it's end of the day, it's all about guiding them correct with actual data, right?
Correct.
When we say about data driven platform, the data is driven with a list of colleges available out there, and end of the day that really helps the students. And in addition, to add one more point to that, each college have a different tuition fees
Requirements.
there are some students, they want the less fees to colleges. Some students want higher, and based on the budget, right? So if we have the filters giving the information, which college, which program, what is the tuition range, and the students can have a look at what is their budget that they can afford, and they can pick the college they want.
So while we have the data, the universal data, we have tools that the
Mhm.
students can use to shortlist their requirement,
Yeah.
and also helping them to understand their own capability and skill set,
Mhm.
and also align it to the future.
Yeah.
It's something that I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
Thank you. We will end this video today, but we will come back with more on this topic. Thank you so much. Thank you. Reddy.
Thank you.